Ever since you got back from Italy, shit's been crazy. Automatically, we get hit.
It's
Payment
everything.
processor, like,
Then
and then the channel.
YouTube getting terminated.
Yeah. You delete the channel, but you didn't delete the mission. Platforms, they come and they go. The algorithms change, but the purpose doesn't. You could stop the channel, but you can't stop the movement. We started it because we want to give people the information. We're chasing the truth, we're chasing the knowledge, and we want to help people. And I think if we keep that mission going, we're at the front line of this peptide. I don't even want to say controversy, but this preventive care. We're not in the managed healthcare system that we're currently in. And I believe that's what we're doing right now. We have healthcare that is managing decline. With peptides, and it's the future. It's going to come one way or another because there's too big of a push. People don't see it. There is a group of people that are really believers in the movement. As long as we don't mess it up or let the wrong people mess it up with disinformation, giving bullshit peptides out, making sure. And that's the thing. I'm watching the news today. Now, today they did the review of the 7 peptides, and then they have another 4 tomorrow. And I hear all these physicians, they're talking of the unknown of what peptides do. Non-believers saying, hey, these people are saying this is superhuman things that are happening. I mean, we are a proof, we are a testimony of actually what's actually happening with these peptides.
That is very true. I think, modern day medicine in America, we have a American healthcare system that benefits off of your decline. And the more and more you go to the doctors and the more you understand how they diagnose and have you continuously on medication that could be more harmful to to your body, the way your body operates, and it slows you down and it deteriorates you, so like more and more and more, to where you have to continuously go and see them for more and more and more while they're taking you down and they're coming up. And so that's just common sense, really. We're America, but if you look at Russian modern science, they use peptides. They use the advantage that chemistry has for the human body. So you have to understand, why don't they want this information out there? I would say it's a full blown war on peptides. There's so much misinformation, but if you find the right people that are able to deliver to you the right info, knowing that this can change your life to where symptoms are reversed and you are able to regain control of your life, that is something that they don't want. And that's something they don't want you to have control of. As soon as you have control of that, they stop making money.
SS31. We already spoke on SS31. SS31 has really the energy that I've been producing off of SS31 is amazing. Like I am running on all cylinders. It is crazy. The weight loss is beautiful. The visceral fat, is coming off of me. I'm doing curls today. I see the vein from my shoulder all the way down to my forearm just popping. I'm like, "Oh, yeah, this is this is the work." We always talk about the non-negotiables. You gotta make sure your nutrition's on point. You gotta make sure you're getting the rest and the hydration and the proper sleep, and all these peptides are doing is enhancing that lifestyle. So why wouldn't you wanna be healthier? So all these physicians saying the studies are unproven or there's not enough human data on there, we are the proof. The people that are in these groups, the people that are out here fighting, protesting in front of the FDA buildings, we are the proof. We are the research. And we're proving to them that we are the research. And we're standing here letting them know we want to take responsibility for our health and no longer just put that in the hands of the medical professions. They get us from the day that we're born in the hospital. A high percentage of us, we die in the hospital. So they get us from the day we are born until the day we die.
Especially, they just don't want you to get at that level. It's almost like a level of enlightenment. And they don't want you to have an open mind. They don't want you to study and research on your own. And when you finally get on the right cycle, it could change your life,
So,
literally.
yeah, do you want to be the person in a wheelchair? Do you want to be the person bedridden? Or do you want to be the 70, 80-year-old, 90-year-old person walking around, being able to wipe their own ass, cognitively alert and aware of everything that's going on? That's what these peptides are doing. Longevity. Everything that we've just been through over the last, and it seems like it's been months that we've been dealing with this battle with the payment processor getting deleted, but it's only been like a week. but it
It's
feels
been 2.5, 2.5.
okay, two
No,
and a half.
it's been since July 1st, so almost 2.5 weeks.
No, no, for us getting like with the channel.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
It's feel
it.
like almost
It feels like it's been like 2 or 3 weeks, but really it's been like 7 days of us dealing with the controversy. And most people would see roadblocks. I see confirmation that it's time. We're evolving as this space is growing, and I think that's what the peptide space is. It's constantly evolving, and they're throwing audibles, whether it's the FDA, the government, whoever it may be, but they're throwing audibles, and we have to adjust with it. And I just think it's confirmation that we're able to adapt and evolve. And we don't control the platforms, but we control the work that we do. We control the consistency, and nobody can terminate that. And as long as we stay true to our message and the purpose of giving people the knowledge so they can make a choice, I believe if we stick to that, giving people the knowledge so they can make a choice for their health, we're good, baby. That's just my belief. We're slowly changing people's lives with these peptides. We're building on it and we're doing our part. So that's beautiful.
more control to the user, right? That you understand the human body. You do your research. I mean, we're on this planet for a long time. Do you do your research? You understand what you're taking. You understand what is out there and available to you. And you make the best decision for yourself. And when you take control of your health and when you do the right things and take the right peptides, cycle the right ones, and you're off of every medication, you're off of, focus medication, methamphetamines, you're off of, steroids, you're off of prednisone, you're off of things that are taking you down, just taking your body down. And
Medicines that are causing another side effect.
when you reclaim that and you get out of those side effects, reverse symptoms, you're going to look at everything differently from a different lens. And that's what all these peptides do. We're going over NAD plus today. And, it is in the peptide space, but it's not a peptide. We naturally produce NAD plus in our bodies, and it is what every cell needs. So, what is NAD plus? It is a coenzyme every cell needs. Its primary benefits include cellular energy, helps mitochondria convert nutrients into ATP, the usable energy that powers cells. DNA repair supports PARP enzymes involved in repairing cellular DNA damage. Healthy aging pathways activate sirtuins, which regulate metabolism, cellular stress responses, and inflammation. Brain and nerve function. NAD plus is essential for the normal neuronal energy production, although cognitive enhancement claims remain unproven. Metabolic and cardiovascular support. Early research suggests NAD plus precursors may modestly support vascular function, blood pressure, and insulin sensitivity in certain populations. Muscle function and recovery supports mitochondrial activity, but evidence that supplementation improves performance in healthy adults is inconsistent. It is anti-aging. It helps you live longer. And another thing that is found in NAD plus is that it repairs your circadian rhythm. When you go to sleep, it's repairing your sleep. It's repairing your rhythm of sleep and recovery. And it's something that we naturally produce. Of course, you can supplement it in the peptide form, which is also very beneficial. And if you are aging, you produce less and less NAD plus. So if you supplement with NAD plus, you're just gonna be anti-aging.
NAD plus of how you take it. The best ways to take it are either through IV or injections. Of course, taking NAD plus through IV, you're getting that big hit, that big dose. Through injections, going through the bloodstream.
They came out with the NAD plus patch.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, they have that.
Oh, that's crazy. People that take NAD pills, I see it at Walmart now. I
Hmm.
know I see it all over Amazon. Not working, not beneficial.
Yeah,
Either
slight
sub Q
percent.
or through IV injections if you want the benefit of NAD plus. Now, for me personally, I'm gonna talk about me. We didn't say it in the beginning, but we're not doctors, we're not physicians, we're not trying to prescribe, diagnose, or treat you. This is for entertainment purpose only. But one thing I would say with the NAD is just about the consistency and consistency about anything that you do. Because NAD plus, for instance, the mitochondria is the charger, ATP is the phone. You need to charge your phone, and NAD is like the cord. Without the cord, your phone's not working because you don't have the charge. for people to be able to benefit, like the mitochondria, the sleep, the performance as far as your workouts. It's just overall one of these vitamin, a supplement.
Vitamin B3 niacin is the main vitamin your body uses to produce NAD+. Your body can make NAD+ from several related building blocks, niacin. Then you have nicotinamide, you have nicotinamide riboside. Then you have NMN, which is converted into NAD+. And then you have tryptophan, an amino acid that can directly produce NAD+.
Why NAD levels decline, aging, like you spoke on before, chronic stress, poor sleep, inflammation, obesity, heavy alcohol use, and some chronic illnesses. Lower NAD levels have been associated with reducing energy production and impaired cellular repair, although researchers are still studying how much restored NAD levels affect health outcome. But we have to put ourselves in a position to where when it comes to aging, I mean, there's nothing, I don't want to say there's nothing we can do. It's preventive care when it comes to NAD. Chronic stress, you want to manage chronic stress because it affects everything in your life from poor eating, poor sleep, and it just builds up the inflammation. In most cases, a lot of these people are smoking and they're heavy use of alcohol. You have to be cautious of when you're out here and you're have low energy. It's because you're not producing the proper NAD. Me personally running NAD, everything's low and slow with me. Started at 25 units 3 days a week. And I've worked my way up to, I'm right around any give or take 60 to 75 3 days a week. And it's been great for me. I just run it along with my stack. It's an enhancer for the other peptides that I do use.
You said it's a precursor, or you could say it's a, a boost to, MOTS or SS31, whatever you may be taking for your mitochondrial restructure, boosting your mitochondria. I do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday as well. And then I take the weekend off and go back on Monday. Reason why we're not going over so much of dosing is because I think, we're not able to speak so freely on that here. Of course, we're talking about personal experience, but again, we did get our channel terminated. So we have to go and play around with what we're able to say. We are going to be on Rumble soon, so everything that is about that we'll be posting on Rumble. NAD plus exists mainly in two forms. Well, NAD plus and NADH. NAD plus is a oxidized form. Think of it like an empty shuttle that is ready to pick up electrons. Once it accepts those electrons, it becomes NADH. The loaded shuttle NADH then transports those electrons into processes that help produce ATP, which is the usable energy that powers our cells. This NAD plus to NADH cycle happens continuously. Without it, our cells could not efficiently turn carbohydrates, fats, and proteins into energy. But NAD plus does much more than support energy production. It is also consumed by several important families of enzymes, including sirtuins, PARPs, and CD38. Sirtuins are proteins involved in cellular stress responses, metabolism, and then mitochondrial function, inflammation, and gene regulation. They require NAD plus to function, which is one reason NAD plus has become associated with longevity research. PRP enzymes also consume NAD plus. They help detect and repair damaged DNA when the body experiences significant cellular stress or DNA damage. PARP activity can increase and consume more NAD plus. CD38 is another major NAD plus consuming enzyme. Its activity appears to increase with inflammation and aging, which may partly explain why NAD plus availability can decline in certain tissues over time. So when people call NAD plus an anti-aging molecule, that description is oversimplified. NAD plus itself does not stop aging. It supports several cellular systems that become increasingly important as we age. The first proposed benefit is cellular energy production. NAD plus plays a direct role in glycosis, the citric acid cycle, and oxidative phosphorylation. Okay. And oxidative phosphorylation. These are the processes cells use to extract energy from food and produce ATP. This does not automatically mean that taking NAD plus boosting product will give someone an immediate burst of energy. NAD plus is not a stimulant like caffeine. If someone feels more energetic, that could result from improved cellular metabolism, correction of deficiency, other ingredients, or even placebo response.
I think we covered all the benefits of it. NAD levels decline and
Well,
how
I,
you,
I got more. I got more.
okay.
I got more. It's a little bit. It's a good study. The second potential benefit is mitochondrial support. Mitochondria are the structures inside cells responsible for producing most of our ATP. NAD plus is essential to mitochondrial metabolism, and animal research suggests that restoring NAD plus can improve mitochondrial function under certain conditions. However, human results are mixed. Several studies show that NAD plus precursors can increase NAD related metabolites without consistently improving muscle mitochondrial function, exercise performance, or overall energy. That distinction is important. Raising a biomarker does not guarantee a noticeable health benefit. The third area is DNA repair and cellular resilience. PARP enzymes use NAD plus to help coordinate DNA repair. Sirtuins also regulate cellular stress responses. This gives NAD plus a strong biological connection to cellular maintenance. But we should not turn that mechanism into an exaggerated promise. We can accurately say that NAD plus is required for normal DNA repair activity. We cannot currently say that NAD plus supplementation has been proven to prevent cancer, reverse DNA damage, or extend human life. The fourth potential benefit involves metabolic health. One important human study was published in Science in 2021. Researchers studied postmenopausal women who were overweight or obese who had prediabetes. Participants received 250 milligrams of NMN per day or a placebo for 10 weeks. NMN improved insulin stimulated glucose disposal in skeletal muscle as well as certain insulin signaling measurements. However, it did not produce major changes in body weight, body composition, liver insulin sensitivity, or several other metabolic outcomes. This was a promising result, but it involved a small and very specific population. We cannot assume the same effect will occur in healthy men, younger adults, or everyone with diabetes. The fifth area is cardiovascular health. In a small 2018 crossover trial, middle-aged and older adults took 500 milligrams of, NAD plus riboside, nicotinamide riboside, or NR, twice daily for 6 weeks. NR increased NAD related metabolites and was generally well tolerated. Researchers also observed potentially favorable changes in systolic blood pressure and arterial stiffness, and arterial stiffness, especially among participants whose blood pressure was elevated. However, these cardiovascular measurements were exploratory outcomes in a small trial. Larger studies are needed before NR can be considered a blood pressure treatment. The sixth potential benefit is physical performance. Some NMN studies have reported improvements in walking speed, lower body function, sleep quality, or aerobic capacity. Other trials have found no meaningful improvement in grip strength, muscle performance, mitochondrial function, or body composition. For example, a 24-week study involving older men with diabetes and impaired physical performance found that NMN was safe but did not significantly improve grip strength or walking speed. The overall evidence suggests there may be benefits in particular populations, but results are not yet consistent enough to claim that NAD plus boosters reliably improve athletic performance or muscle growth. The seventh area is brain health and cognition. The brain requires a tremendous amount of energy, so researchers are interested in whether supporting NAD plus metabolism might protect neurons or help people with age-related cognitive decline. In a small randomized trial involving older adults with mild cognitive impairment, nicotinamide, it's not Nico, it's like nicotinamide riboside raised blood NAD plus levels over 10 weeks. However, it did not significantly improve the primary measurement of cognition. This means NAD plus remains an interesting neurological research target, but claims that it improves memory, eliminates brain fog, or prevents Alzheimer's disease are ahead of the evidence. We should also distinguish direct NAD plus from NAD plus precursors. NR or nicotinamide riboside is a form of vitamin B3 that your body can convert into NAD+. Niacin and nicotinamide can also contribute to NAD+ synthesis. Direct NAD+ is offered by some wellness businesses through intravenous infusions or injections. However, the majority controlled human research has examined oral precursors such as NR and NMN, not injectable NAD+. A 2019 pilot study followed an NAD plus and its metabolites during a 6-hour intravenous infusion. It provided useful information about how infused NAD plus is metabolized, but it was not designed to prove improvements in energy, anti-aging, cognition, addiction recovery, or athletic performance. A newer 2026 pilot study examined the short-term tolerability of intravenous NAD plus and intravenous NR. Participants receiving NAD plus frequently experienced infusion-related symptoms, and the study was still far too small to establish long-term clinical benefits. This is another major distinction for consumers. Evidence that oral NR or NMN raised NAD related metabolites cannot automatically be used as proof that an NAD plus injection or IV produces the same effects. What about safety? Short term studies of oral NR and NMN generally report that they are reasonably well tolerated. Reported effects may include nausea, digestive discomfort, headache, fatigue, or changes in laboratory markers. Long term safety is less certain because many studies have been small and relatively short. There are also theoretical questions about raising NAD plus in people with active cancer because rapidly dividing cells use metabolic and DNA repair pathways too. That does not prove NAD plus causes cancer, but it is a reason to avoid making blanket statements that higher NAD plus is always better. Injectable or intravenous products introduce additional concerns, including sterility, contamination, dosing accuracy, infection, and infuse reactions. Those risks are separate from the biological effects of NAD plus itself. So, what is the honest conclusion? NAD plus is not a fad molecule. It is essential to human biology. It supports energy, metabolism, mitochondrial activity, DNA repair, cell signaling, and cellular stress responses. The strongest human finding is that NR and NMN can raise NAD-related metabolites and appear reasonably well tolerated in short-term studies. The possible benefits include improved insulin sensitivity in certain populations, modest cardiovascular effects, and potential improvements in selected measurements of physical function. However, current evidence does not prove that NAD plus supplementation reverses aging, extends human lifespan, produces significant weight loss, reliably increases energy, builds muscle, or prevents cognitive decline. The right way to describe NAD plus is not as a miracle anti-aging treatment. It is an essential cellular molecule and a promising area of metabolic and longevity research, but the clinical science is still catching up with the marketing. For educational purposes, this discussion is based on published research and is not medical advice or a recommendation to use any particular supplement, injection, or treatment.
Like it. That was good. That was good, baby. Yeah, you locked in. That
Okay.
cognitive, that
Okay.
CMAX got you locked in. It made you remember something that when you were a little boy. And a big thing of with this fight on peptides and being part of this, and the biggest thing they're talking about is because you mentioned it, the sterility, the endotoxins. People need to understand and get the knowledge of how to read these COAs, so you know what you're taking, you know how much you're taking of it, and you're knowing there's no bacteria or anything growing in these peptides. So you're not going to be harming yourself, because the biggest thing I hear is always people don't know what they're injecting in them. Yeah, that's what the COA is for. It's to give you the knowledge of saying, "Hey, I know exactly what I'm taking." And that's what we'll continue building on this, and we'll even probably do a podcast on COAs just so people understand what a COA is and how to read a COA and what to look for in that CO. If you understand the knowledge, you understand the science, you have a choice. That's on you at the end of the day. But yeah, me personally, I've been up since 3:15 this morning. It's almost 10:30. I've been up over 19 hours. Like I'm on my Superman stack, baby. I'm NAD, SS31, and Moxie. Superman. You know, we built different over here. Still holding tough. And still got to do a little bit more research on some things that we're working on for the next podcast as well. What do you want to break ground with the next podcast while we're
I
rapping?
think we'll probably do glutathione, step into that realm, go over that one. Yeah, we've done just about most of them. I mean, there's still a lot to go over, but
You don't
most
want to
of
hit
the.
tests? You don't want to hit tests?
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Sorry,
Yeah,
I forgot.
because
We're yeah, yeah, yeah.
we're in the moment of test.
We're gonna hit some tests of Moreland and go over that. It's a pretty amazing peptide. We've been running it. I've been running it since July 18th, and it's been amazing. We'll talk about the benefits in a different video, but we'll definitely touch on that. Yeah, guys, just let us know what you think and comment down below. your journey with NAD plus, if it's been helping, MOTS-C, SS31, these mitochondrial peptides that are rebuilding your mitochondria, helping you get to where you need to biologically and to, live a longer life. Just let us know, what you guys have been doing, what you guys want to see from us. Definitely comment down below and just and hit the subscribe button. One
Definitely
thing I would
support.
one thing I would say is that yes, we have a, peptide research company. It's called Aminoplex. It is in their bio. It is in the description. If you guys want to check us out and you want to buy from a reputable source, definitely check us out. We have COAs for everything that is on our website. And one thing is like if you guys say something about our price, and because the gray market's out there, you have your guys selling half cheap and some half up. I would say this: just because it's cheaper doesn't mean it's better, and you need to really cross reference that COA. Meaning, if they have a really cheap product, you got to see their COA because maybe they have hidden endotoxins you don't know about. You get the wrong histamine reaction and you end up in the hospital. So as the user and as the consumer, not just telling you to buy from us, do your research and make sure that you're safe out there. And yeah, thank you guys.
Yes, sir. This is Pep Talk. We're here to give you the resources, the science, and the real so you can make your own choice. Do your research, get your labs, find a trusted source. Aminoplex. And we out, baby. Peace.